You know what? This changed for me, believe it or, and I've been covering the Niners all, 3 years now, every day. I've been at every practice, every presser, everything.
You're like a fucking beat writer now.
I'm a GD beat writer. I'm sitting there with everybody else. For me, it's Ricky Pearsall after yesterday. John Lynch yesterday doubled down twice and said that he thinks Ricky Pearsall is going to be a fantastic player. He didn't say it once, said it twice. And the second time, he's like, what we've seen out here, he's so far exceeded our expectations. And I know John. I know the difference between he's saying positive things about a guy who's just shot, who's maybe going through some things, and when he's being totally football truthful and sharing with us his honest valuations. He did this a couple years ago when the rest of us were saying, hey, John, you drafted Aaron Banks in the second round, and he's a freaking bust. And he came out in Aaron Banks' rookie year in like December and said, hey, by the way, all you guys who've been saying for weeks that this guy's a bust, you guys are wrong. He's not a bust. He's going to have a hell of a career. We're taking it slow with him. He's going to be a tremendous prospect. We feel great about Aaron Banks. Well, here we are. Aaron Banks is about to have a career year and about to get broken off and paid big time. And he's had and I think Aaron Banks is a pretty good football player, to be honest.
Aaron Banks, I think he was the best offensive lineman this team has had, not named Trent Williams. Full stop.
That's what he stays healthy. He doesn't have to lift weights to get to that size. The pinky thing, he could have played in the preseason. They just didn't want to play him in the preseason. And he had the pinky surgery, and they're like, you know what, we'll just save him up for the beginning of the year. But, as long as Aaron can avoid the concussions, he's really, really a special player, I think. And a native El Cerrito kid. Hopefully he'll be a Niner for life. Okay, I'm going Pearsall, though, because Pearsall is the route running, the hands, the ability to separate. This guy's got quick, short area quickness. He plucks with his hands. So everything's here. Nothing's up on the body. He plucks the ball with his hands. He's a very consistent hands catcher. He's got great separation ability. I guarantee you, if you played this guy in one-on-one hoops, you'd have a hard time sticking with him just because he's electric. He's got electric movements. Twitchy. That's the word. Twitchy.
So yeah, look, Larry,
he's twitchy. And also Damon, the other thing is this team's got Debo. You're going to go the end around to Debo. He's going to run your ass over. You're going to go deep crosser to Ayuk. He's going to run across the middle of the field like he freaking owns it. You got Cowing now who can separate vertically. You got Kittle. You got CMC in the flat. And now potentially you could go 3 wides on a key third down. And you got this kid being able to unfree himself and open up in a 10 to 12 yard box with Brock Purdy. I'll put it on the hands. I play on time. Once Purdy and Pearsall really get rolling, and Damon, we've already seen it. There was a couple practices earlier this year where Purdy to Pearsall, you would have swore those guys have played together like Stafford and Cup. I mean, it was crazy. It was like they had played together for years. So, and that was after like 3 practices. Purdy to Pearsall is going to be a thing. It's not going to be a downfield thing. It's going to be a continuity, keep the offense on the field thing, and it's going to become very difficult to stop. I think it's going to be the element that lifts the Niners over the top and into that 6 Lombardi. They need that continuity piece. They need that receiver that cannot be stopped no matter what. Think about that. If they had that receiver in last year's Super Bowl, there's a very good chance they would have won the game. I think he is the piece that they lack. And I know people are saying, don't forget third and Juwan. Juwan's a different kind of a player. This guy can free himself open in an assortment of routes. And together, together, those guys are going to be incredible. I think I could see some scenarios where Pearsall plays outside and Juwan's in the slot. So third down situations when you got to have it, now you've got a second Juwan type player. Different, but very consistent. I think it's going to make a huge difference.
Well, I'm really looking forward to finding out what Ricky Pearsall is as an NFL player. Again, I don't cover practice every day like you. I went down to one or two practices this year, and that's enough. I'm good with that. But I don't know what Ricky Pearsall is. Practice field chemistry, while no one's getting hit, doesn't mean much to me. Never has, never really will. The one thing that I do know is there will be no more jokes about Ricky Pearsall's toughness or his ability to play, under any circumstances. That non-contact jersey has been hung on him, and we've brought it up every time we've talked about him, what he's just been through, having survived a gunshot wound. No more talk about this kid's level of toughness. I hope the speedy and full recovery that everyone predicts is absolutely on the table for him all happens. He's going to be eligible to return to the fifth game of the season. That's against the Arizona Cardinals on October 6th. If he's out there for that game, I mean, first of all, it's a miracle he's just out of the hospital, much less out to play football games in like a month from now. And if he really is all you hope he is, Larry, what an interesting, possibly season-altering wrinkle he will be for this team added into the mix after they get around the first quarter pole of the season in game number 5. So it's going to be fascinating to see what he becomes. He's become a bit of a rallying cry. I even saw that Trent Williams cited, the gunplay being involved in his decision process to get back with his team. He wanted to be around them. Obviously,
that was the question I asked him yesterday, and I thought that we'll play this for you guys because this was good.
Please do.
This was, sometimes you ask a question and you just don't know where it's going to go, and I wasn't sure what he would say because I don't know what kind of relationship Trent. Does Trent even have a relationship with Ricky? Right? I mean, I saw Trent during the mini camp, but he's been holding out all summer. Right? We haven't seen Ricky on the field very much.
We haven't even talked yet.
Right. So, but here is Trent yesterday at the podium. And I've been covering the Niners for a couple of years now. I got to say, Damon, this might have been my favorite question and answer, or one of definitely top 5 that I've gotten from any of the players. Here is Trent. And I asked him the question, and we'll blow it up so you guys can see it. We'll rewind it a little bit. Here we go. Yesterday in Santa Clara, me talking.
By the way, that shirt. Look at that shirt. North Face Gucci.
I know. Look at the big man.
Go ahead.
This team and obviously the thing with Ricky Saturday was pretty scary.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young heads in that room that look up to you. What would you say to them about handling themselves in big cities as a target, as a pro athlete?
Yeah, I think that's like you said. But just touching on that, I honestly that. To be real, I felt more compelled to come back after that than anything because, I've never experienced that like in my playing career to have a teammate, shot, so to speak. So in my mind, I'm like, man, I just want to get back, get around the team. Like Ricky stood out to me because when I popped in for OTAs for the 30 minutes I was here, he did like go out of his way to come and introduce himself to me, in which we was going to meet each other eventually. But, I'm getting there. There's 90 guys on the team. I'm just walking out. I don't really know everybody just yet. So for him to come up and kind of introduce, and I just instantly felt his vibe and, can just feel he's such a genuine person. So as soon as I seen that happen, I'm like, man, I just want to get back. I just want to be, a voice in his ear, let him know everything going to be all right. I'll be there for the team. A lot of people probably hurt and confused about what happened and thinking that am I next, so I wanted to be around for that. But, my message is just to realize you're a target and this world is a hard place. It's a very, very, very harsh place. And I think sometimes we are shielded from reality and for better or worse, whatever the reason is, we can be. So just staying in the moment and realizing that, your life is more important than anything that you can wake up and put on. So just always keep that eye out, man, and just know that there's people out here that don't really value human life. And you just got to be aware of that.
I mean, that is a speech for the ages.
It's a compelling answer. Yeah, I mean,
It
it really
is.